This is Ed from SOS Bookkeeping. In this video, excuse me, I'm going to talk about the importance of reconciling your accounts monthly. And at the end of you should have been entering transactions in whatever accounting system, bookkeeping system you're using, whether it's spreadsheets or an actual bookkeeping software. You should be entering transactions as you go. And if you're using a bookkeeping software, you can set up something called bank feed, where your bank will feed transactions directly into your bookkeeping software. Then you can set up what are called bank rules, which instructs the software that when they see an entry come in from the bank that has a certain description on it, or account number, however, you can set up a variety of ways there, that it assigns it to a specific account, bookkeeping account. And although it still requires you to approve it, but it sets it up already. So it makes it very quick and easy. You just go through that, bum, 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 and then just deal with the ones that aren't reconciled through that process. If you're doing this with a spreadsheet, a little more involved, and you can get bookkeeping software for as little as $15 a month. So if you need some help with evaluating those or seeing what's available, feel free to get in touch. But it really makes life so much easier just to use some bookkeeping software. But if you are using spreadsheets, obviously you don't have the bank feed option, but you need to be entering transactions throughout the month. And then for either system, at the end of the month, you want to take your bank statement and you want to take your credit card statement and then reconcile those to your bookkeeping system to make sure everything's entered and make sure the amounts are entered correctly. And just a little tip, if there's a discrepancy, take that number, the difference, and divide it by 9. And if it's an even number, then chances are you've transposed a number someplace in the entry, which you'll need to do. That's obviously more common using the spreadsheet system. But anyway, make sure those are reconciled at the end of each month, because you don't want this to drag on, because if you do it every month, end of every month, these transactions are still current enough in your memory that you can recall what transpired if there's some discrepancies of some sort. But get those fixed, and then in most cases, now if you're using spreadsheets, you should still use you should still be creating a profit and loss statement and a balance sheet. And if you need help with those, I'll put links in the description below about some videos I made on each of those. And how they're structured, but you should have both of those. You should also have a chart of accounts, and whether you're using bookkeeping software or spreadsheets, you want to have a chart of accounts, and I'll put a link in. We have a video on that as well. I'll put a link in the description below to that. Very important, because it's the foundation of your whatever kind of bookkeeping system you're using is your chart of accounts. So, and in most circumstances, so you want your balance sheet to match your bank balances. And if they're not, there's different situations where they may not balance, but most of the time they should. So that'll also give you an indication as to whether things are accurate or not. And then also in bookkeeping software, they'll also have a bank balance in there. So that's also useful to check to see if you're in balance or not, besides the balances on your balance sheet. I hope that made sense. But the key to it is just reconcile at the end of the month. As soon as you get your bank statements, as soon as you get your credit card statements, go into your system and get these matched up and make sure that they're all in balance. Hope you find this video helpful.